What's going on?
Can you see me?
I can't see you. Something happened with your video.
Oh man, hey, I've been following you for years, man. I'm glad that you answered me though. But I've been.
So what's on your mind? How can I help you today?
It's got a.
Shit, they giving him a hard time. I can't hear him. He gets cut all the way out. Yo, yo,
Chiefing with the motherfucking chief. God
what,
damn.
what's going on, my brother? How can I help you
Hey
today?
man, you say what?
What's on your mind today?
Shit, too much to talk about. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro.
Hmm? What you want?
We're
What you want to cover right now?
driving my family crazy with all the information you giving me, trying to get them to understand. Like just running the family line down there, trying to get everybody names and figure out who is who, cause I ain't never know who my grandparents was.
Mm-hmm.
And so just hearing your information, like but what I'm trying to understand is, okay, let's just say if I did know my grandparents, not my grandparents, but my great grandparents' name, they last name. Um, Now would I go off the years that they was born, supposedly born in on paper on file, and then just do my own research on the computer and add that up?
You know, there's a lot of families that's been using this Ancestry page where they share documents.
Right.
Most of the time, what's going to happen, you can use the internet to access a lot of the archives in certain areas, like court archives,
Okay.
Bureau of Land Management archives. But you got to run into that dead end first. That dead end in your family lineage is when they changed you on paper from
Okay.
being original to the land to being a freedman, a Negro, a colored, or a black, or a mulatto.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
So
So, the top names at the top list was Wesley Frazier. This is the interesting part. And one of them said Harriet. Man, I've been on Dane Calloway, you know what I'm saying? He done broke down the Harriet Tubman story. Everybody talking about they related. And it's a false story due to what he say. So okay. Skip that
okay,
part.
what do you mean by that is
Yeah,
the,
okay, explain it to me, please.
the character Harriet Tubman was played by a person with a different name.
Okay.
The creation of the character was originally a character written by a pale-faced lady. The lady that they saying was Harriet Tubman was a whole different person and had nothing to do with that narrative. That was part of the slave narrative that they was giving us, and they needed a hero or a shero. They know we are a matriarchal people, so the easiest way to deceive us is to tell us there's somebody there that's a big mama did. And all our big mamas was those little short 5'5" ladies from the from Mississippi that cooked them collard greens in that big ass pot, right? That looked, Harriet Tubman like,
Hmm.
right? And the uncles, what they call them, big buck niggas.
So look, I'm running my I'm just real this short. I'm running my auntie down there through there, and she explaining to me that because we from Tur, well, our whole little part is from Turl, with the modern day Turl, what they call Turl right now.
What
So
state? What state is that in?
it's Texas. We Texas. We in Texas right now. What they call Texas.
Okay.
Okay, so um, I tell her that Turl wasn't established to 1870. That's when it was established. They say the Spanish had the area, but didn't even make it over there yet. But I tell her that our grandparents, no, the top of the list was born in 1850. But she tells me that her grandmother was born in the shack. So I was trying to explain to her, like, okay, if she was born in the shack, then where do you think her grandparents was born? And she was like, but she couldn't go past that. So I was like, okay, leave it alone. I can't get no. You told me you can't fight with the elders because some of them ain't gonna be able to tell you too much past that. So
You
I
know what
ain't.
happened, right?
Please tell me.
Mentally, she ran into the slave narrative and changing of the history that she was secondhand given by the society is not the history that her family told her, so she got stuck.
And that's what I told her because the people you supposed to call auntie, like who I call auntie, she's my auntie. She calls two set of people aunties, which means not her granny kids, but the ones before her. A couple of those she met, and she was calling them Uncle Ennis and Uncle such and such, but did not know who exactly who their parents was. If that
Right.
kind of okay,
Yeah. Because we also call elder cousins uncle and auntie
and I kind of figured that,
in our culture. That's normal.
yeah,
And a lot of time it'll confuse who parents is when you doing ancestry, but it's somebody in everybody family that's been keeping track. Before my Aunt Bert died, my Aunt Bert could tell you from your last name how many generations back was we connected. So no matter who you was. And then they'd be like, well, how you know? And then she'd say, go call your auntie so and ask her, does she know so and so from so and so? And they do it, and she know them people. Ain't never met them. She
right,
just she knew the lineage of
okay.
whose mother's children went where.
That's what she was telling me too. She was like, she was basically telling me, Wester, you can't, because I'm trying to go off of what her daughter sent me the little ancestry.com, the
Mm.
list that they gave her, and some of the names on there twice. I don't even think they looked at some of the names on there twice with the years. So I was like, okay, that don't even make no sense, especially when I
Yes, you
seen
do.
here.
You know why
Okay,
it makes sense?
so
Because we used to name children after grandparents regularly.
why would the year be the same though?
The year is only the same as if it's two different people logging the report, two different tribes. It'd be the name can be different in two different tribes. It could be slightly spelled different. Daddy might not spell it like mama, but when daddy go to put it in his mama Bible, he not gonna spell it exactly like mama when she go put it in her mama Bible.
Yeah, see
So when
that's.
the record come up, it come up with different variants of the name, but the birth date is the same.
Mm, okay, that makes sense. Per a lot
So
of
everybody used well, you heard the term Book of Life, right?
no.
Okay. Well, the Book of Life in our family lineages, it used to be the records that we used to keep. When let's say you go back from Texas to deep southern Louisiana to your great granny house because your mama and them going. And your great granny will say, who all had babies in the last year? And she'd be writing it in a book.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. Okay.
Those were they call them grimoires now. Them not grimoires. Those are called the Book of Life for all of the families.
Okay.
Most of them was burned The majority of them was burned deliberately in order to conceal our records, right? They have us believing that we didn't keep written records. We kept written records. There's
Yeah,
written
my
records from the Americas from the 1300s, but they keep them concealed between Smithsonian and Library of Congress, but they know they're there.
yeah, my cousin, she said she has one dating back to the 1800s. So I gotta link up with her and see what names is actually on that one. But other than that,
When you get to
yeah,
the 1800s, look for the location, the
that they was
geography.
in.
Yeah, because that you're gonna find more information once you get to what was the location where they cut y'all off at. But you got to switch the channel that you're looking on right there. That's where you go to looking at what tribes from that area, what treaties related to the tribes from that area, what fires happened in that area. Then you see where your records was destroyed and if there's any lingering record from another location. Like the Bureau of Land Management might have records that go back to the 1500s in that area, right? But when you get to the 1800s, the mainstream record might cut off. What we call the birth record communication might be cut off. The lineage. They
Okay.
stop you right there and switch you out. But when you find the geography, the tribe from the land, you know what tribes was operating the land, which would most likely you would be related to.
Yeah.
Now you know what tribe was from the land. You look at the treaties, you look at the conflicts, then you know what was going on the land in the
Man. Okay.
right. So that'll give you more information.
Okay. 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 Now, totem, just on the totem pole, man. I just gotta ask on the totem because I couldn't really get to you, so I had to reach out to you through the world, man. I had to say, man, come on, man, you gotta stomp me down, man. You gotta give me either send me somebody, let me know what's going on, and the red birds, bro. They just first it was the eagle. Now, I don't know what it fully mean. I just go off of what you like really explaining. And I'm talking about like from the time I started watching your video, I stay on Dorothy Dandridge. That's a lady. I don't know if you know her
I know
name.
what the language is.
My granny name is Doretha, which is the meaning in Greek, Dorothy. And my granny name is Dorothy on my mama's side. So my mama name is Dorothy, and my daddy's foster granny name is Doretha. And the street I stay on is Dorothy Dandridge. So 19 days, I'm knocking now because you taught me how to do that. Before that, I go outside and six eagles run up on me. Head level. I don't know what it mean, but the one I see, she a lady. She got a gold chest. I get scared, what they call the Holy Ghost. I start crying. I don't know what's going on, so I call. I'm like, hey, man, all these birds flying around me, so I go in the house because I said I was ready for it. Now, I know that was asking me, like, okay, you say you ready for it, now let's just see if you're ready for it. Okay, so I go back outside. I said, no, I'm finna go back outside and see what's going on because I know it's a sign. So I go back outside and they all come back to me again. I'm riding through the trail, go back down through the woods. And I don't really understand that part. So I'm like, okay, it's the birds. Bird clan. That's what I'm say, bird clan. Now, me and my son go to the woods by ourselves, and it's this red bird, and it starts singing to me. I don't, and this is what it's doing. It goes like this. So I think I'm tripping. I'm like, nah, that ain't for us. And it do it again, real loud. I say, come on, bitch, we gotta go down here and see what's going on. Might be getting initiated. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna go down here and see what's going on. So we go down here, and the bird just sitting right there, just looking at us. Same noise. But it got all the mamas around, all the ladies around. Like, I don't know what that means, but all the they like kind of like tannish, reddish. But you know what the women red birds look like, if that means okay.
Yeah, I know
So
it's
cool.
Mm.
Fast forward, I'm asking my auntie all about what's going on. And she tells me, she said, man, Granny, my mama said if I ever pass away, I'm gonna come back as a red bird. And while we having the conversations, she say, man, y'all gonna trip out the red birds flying away, flying over my head right now. And then I go outside, cause I go talk to a red bird every day in this one little spot. And she right there. It's two of them though. So I just wanted to know what kind of, what does it mean to me?
Okay, so the symbol of the red bird, the
Yeah.
symbolic meaning of the red bird is ancestral messenger.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the red bird is called a cardinal. The cardinal's job is to um, basically seek the next pope, right? Tribal structure. The eagle is the chiefs. The six eagles come to initiate the seventh eagle, ties to the seven kings of Israel. Ahab. Ahab is also the main character in Moby Dick. So Ahab originally told a story in a pub, right, about a great white whale. But when the story finally panned out, it was a little white lie. So it's telling you that the obstacle before you, the big white whale, is not as big as it's appearing to be in front of you. It's just a little white lie that's trying to convince you not to confront Moby Dick. So the spiritual aspect is initiation right because the Pope now examines the prospect, the bishops, cardinals now examine the prospect for the next Pope. The eagles passed you, the past popes passed you to the cardinals to be seated as the Pope, spiritual leader of the clan.
I just like you said, uh James, Elder James was the last person you need to see. I just need to get that from you and know that that's what that meant because every day since then, every time I pop outside, right above my head,
The red bird,
the eagle.
the eagle.
Every
Okay,
day.
now the way you honor the eagle is you go buy him a piece of salmon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
And the way you honor the red birds is you go get bird feed and set out a feeder
Okay.
because they like to bring other birds to feed with them. Then, it's simultaneously while you're doing that in your mind, you got to be telling yourself that you're letting your ancestors know you got the message. Then
Okay.
it's going to click you to your next mission, next message.
All right, cool. I know the bluebird is just a warning, showing me how to.
Now, the bluebird is to tell you it's bringing justice. It's
Okay,
bringing the justice.
that's always following me.
Yeah, the blue jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bird that the fraternal order police says watches them on the blue wall.
Now I will see what you telling me before I watched the video for what's the name yesterday about the birds. I watched it twice. And it was all the birds that's on there is following me right now. The hawk. I'm talking
Yeah.
about this hawk following me all the way home, all
And
the way
if they
home.
right, if they come down like and watch you from close proximity where you could feed them, you give the eagle, you give them salmon. If it's a hawk, you want to give them a piece of red meat like beef.
Man, I'm gonna have to tap back in with you when I ain't leaving. I'm just saying like to get the beef for the hawk, salmon for the eagle, and bird feed for the red birds. Nothing for the blue one, cause I know the blue one
The
be on the
blue one
move.
he eat with the cardinal.
Okay, cool. Cause I see that he always pop up when the cardinal come, and then
Yeah.
he'll get real loud too when danger coming. Like he'll let me know if somebody coming. Like while I'm out there
They,
by
they,
myself.
they literally an alarm system. Once they get settled in the area and you see them there all the time,
Right.
they tell you all kind of shit. They tell you if
Okay.
it's a snake in the grass, you can tell by their chirp, but you got to get to know them first.
All
They tell
right.
you like if they see a garter snake up here in Michigan, we don't got poisonous snakes like that, except for the Michigan rattler. There's fucking a phantom. But the regular snakes we see around here is like garter snakes and blue racers. But if he sense that you scared of snakes, he'll chirp you that it's a snake in the grass. The blue jay will. If you scared, if you think that a mouse is a problem for you, he'll chirp and warn you of the mouse. And if you keep coming, he'll come down and snatch the mouse.
Oh, he wasn't doing that for me. He was doing that for my lady because she's scared of snakes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, well, anywhere it go, you let me know what
Yeah,
it
they
warns you
communicate
on.
with us. We used to communicate with them regular. The stuff I'm telling you is from ancestral memory. Can't find this shit in no book.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why when I'm talking to my people, I'm like, damn, I know y'all gonna think I'm crazy. So, but when I said that to my auntie, she was like, "Nah, you're not crazy about this because my granny told me I'm coming back as she coming back as a red bird. That's what she told her." So I said, "Okay, so that's who been trying to talk to me and let me know, like, I got you. You good."
So if she coming back as a red bird, she's coming back as a priestess again on her daughters. She's not coming back to the sun. So one
Mm.
of her daughters is gonna have a baby, and it's gonna be her. She's gonna have red hair. That's how you gonna know it's her.
But that's if she hasn't already been born.
Yeah, she might already been born, depending on how long she been gone. Cause some of them turn around and come right back.
Okay, okay. Now another thing is, man, damn, bro, I woke up. Look, I woke up, got my ID. This how I got to the point. That I woke up, got my ID. I just woke up out my sleep, got my ID, put the numbers in the bottom, and that's how I got Dorothy Danger's birthday. So when I typed that in, she's supposed to have a missing child that was supposed to not been born, and my daddy is a foster child. And around that time, those years add up. That's how I got to all this, just getting the spiritual awakening.
You know, a lot of them celebrities used to have to hide from their families, especially if they was light bright, damn near white.
Yeah, the dude, he told her that she had to get an abortion, but she just so happened to just go missing for 2 years. So me, I just put two and two together. Like she had the baby.
Yeah. So what we used to do, and a lot of the older women in my age bracket to tell you, a girl to get pregnant and have a baby, and if the baby will ruin her life, her mama would take the baby on.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. Well, he was
Yeah.
at a foster home. Go ahead, my bad. I'm sorry.
And that's how a lot of us ended up being raised by our grandmamas back then. It wasn't an often occurrence. But sometime a girl got pregnant at an early age or before she got married or whatever the case. And if they thought that the girl would have opportunity to do something with her life, she'll have an option to move away with another family member and make something of her life, but she had to leave the baby with her mom. That was in our culture. That was heavy in our culture.
Okay, okay.
And this is why
Man,
sometimes you'll see somebody have, and when you look into ancestral records, you'll see like one year it'll be this girl, she'll be living in the house, and then the next year there'll be a baby there and the girl will be gone. She had to leave her baby.
that's what they
But it
said
was,
happened to my dad.
yeah. And then that'll leave the parent, the responsible adult would be the head of the household, would be the parent responsible for the child. So they'll a lot of time be listed as a parent, but they're not. They're their grandparents.
Right. Probably what was going on with my auntie calling such and such, this name, that name. And they probably just the elders not breaking the oral tradition, trying to tell people that they come from different places. Just this your family, basically. This is your family, and that's just what you need to know.
Because sometimes they didn't want to explain it because they'd get killed. They
Ooh,
would get murdered. And
okay.
say, like if somebody wasn't from our family overheard us talking about a family lineage, and they ran back and told the wrong people, yeah, man, I was sitting there listening to him, and he was saying his great grandfather, and they heard us giving family history like that, they would come back and literally murder us.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Hey, what?
remember, this black on black crime phenomenon, as they call it, that shit new as hell. We didn't kill each other like that.
Yeah,
Them other people did.
right.
And they the only ones was killing us
Hmm.
until we had to kill their ass back. But we don't start shit like that. We finish it.
Huh.
So that's where the problem came in at. Most of the tribes of the land do not have anything to do with any treaties. Most of the tribes, like 99% of them. Only five civilized tribes out of 5,000. What percent is that? 1%? 1% of the tribes cannot determine the termination of all of the collective tribes.
Yeah,
So
man.
we've been here. They know who
Yeah.
we are. They even have records that they don't give us of who we are. Certain ones of us they follow since birth, me included. They been knew who I was. Liz can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, we see that. But hey, man, if it's a way I can stay tapped in with you past this live right here, so we ain't gotta worry
All you
about
gotta
them
do
doing
is
nothing to you.
look. All you gotta do is sit tight, because when it's over with, we're gonna be going around doing meet and greets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sharing the wealth, sharing the love.
Is it
My,
a way you supposed to like cause I ain't dealing with nothing that has to do with the system. So like how do you get established with a or is that did I already get established when the birds came to me?
they're telling you everything. You going through a spiritual initiation by nature, not a man's initiation by some goddamn uh large ritual bullshit.
Yeah.
You have to be the part of it is as you're getting initiated, you seeing the signs,
Okay.
right? That's the first part. But you have to create a communication codex so you'll know what your signs mean. The
Okay.
type of bird, when you narrow down which eagle it is, which hawk it is, that gives you more refined information to pinpoint what you're dealing with. Because certain birds do certain stuff only and nothing else, right? Where another bird do something entirely different, but nothing else, right? And they might be from the same family, hawk, falcon, eagle, birds of prey.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, man, I appreciate all the information. I've been waiting like a goddamn falling asleep on the couch. Like, man, I seen my phone go. Doo-doo-doo. I said, "Oh hell yeah, I'm in the dope now." I just need to know what the spiritual awakening was about. And shit, I'm tapped in as much as I can right now. I'm doing all my studying, putting me a little book together for the family, so they could just read it or something. Cause you ain't gonna be able to just tell everybody what's going
So
on.
the first thing when you get ready to reveal the book, have like a family cookout or something, and read that motherfucker in front of them like you performing a goddamn rock show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cause I am the artist of the goddamn. You know what I'm saying? I do
Yeah,
music and shit. But hey,
yeah. But
man,
instead of doing music, read the book.
that's my purpose. I'm thinking it's rapping. I'm thinking I'm supposed to be, but that is what my voice is for, to give it to the people verbatimly. You know what I'm saying? And just like how you do, just I ain't no rapper, but hey, I can rap though if you need me to. Yeah,
Yeah.
real for real, man. But hey, solid chief. I appreciate you letting me know I got initiated. I don't have no name. I don't have none of that. But
It's the
hey,
initiation don't go on. You're gonna know when you graduate because you're gonna see
yeah,
something.
right,
It's gonna make itself known to you.
right.
And the faster you learn what they are telling you, the faster you get through the process. It's like stepping on the gas.
Already appreciate it, chief.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. See how I end this right here.
I'm gonna take one more sister before I go. I'll take another sister. Balance the energy out. That's backdoor deals made between secret societies. Hey, Fruity, how you doing?
Hey, Rod, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Been a
I'm
while.
like the brother. I almost fell asleep over here waiting to get to you.
It is late. I am kind of late hour.
It is late, but I seen you was having to get some stuff off your chest, so I was like, okay, who messing with Rod?
I just be letting motherfucking know, they want to talk that shit. Motherfucker talking shit about me ain't got no picture on their account. Don't want nobody to know who they is. Secret agent ass motherfuckers. But anyway, how can I help you today, sweetie?
Oh wow, where do I begin? So once before I had sent you a message and you chimed in on my birthday numbers, and you said that I was my big mama's favorite, or like she loved you. So recently, I've been dealing with my grandmother's estate. After 20 years, her last living son, which is my uncle, tried to just hijack it and sell off everything at the last minute. So, over the years, I've been studying a little bit of law, and I figured that this has prepared me to be able to take care of what I have to take care of now. So I'm in the court with these people, self representing and dealing with Big Mama's estate.
Well, in our culture, he couldn't just liquidate anything. He would have to have a meeting with the oldest sibling of each one of his siblings, the oldest child of each one of his siblings. And they would make like a little council meeting to determine what to do with the property. We didn't ever need the courts. We knew how to handle our own business. A lot of them don't want the burden of taking care of the property. They can't do it for whatever reason. Sometimes it's health reasons. So the family get together to determine how to deal with the fact that this individual is not capable of tending to the property anymore. And then they find a replacement in the family of somebody that's willing, capable, and able to tend to it. But then they have to find a alternative venue for the one, like your uncle, the only one that's left. They would have, set him up somewhere else where he didn't need anything. Right. So let's say in modern times, it would look like this. All of the older children of his siblings come and sit down with him. And he say, look, the property for me is too much to take on. All I need is a little house, a little car, and a couple dollars in the bank, and I can take it from there. Right. So they said, give you what you need. Now, to keep the property in the family, we're gonna get Junior. You know, Junior just got out the military. He been in the army for 12 years, and he really loved going out to the land. Let's get Junior to see if he want to do it. I love to. I take care of. I make sure the horse is clean, barnyard. Yeah, that's my thing, right? Because everybody know the family, and the property would never leave the family. And the sell-off thing is modern. We used to didn't believe in selling off our parents' estates. That came from banking and the Federal Reserve System and the taking of the gold that we used for currency. That's what made people start being in a thirst trap for money because we didn't need money like that because we already owned the property. You had to pay no rent, no property taxes. If we wanted to have water ran to the house, we dug a damn well, right? If we needed a water purification system, we just built it. That's all. And then hook it up to the house and get on about our business. Now everything is so regulated because it's military regimented. And that's why when you look at old houses, there's no standard for how wide the stairwell supposed to be. Some of them get so narrow you feel like you ain't gonna make it to the top,
Yeah.
you know. But you get up there and then there's a big old upstairs. You're like, man, that tight ass stairwell. Because the people was making it as they go. They wasn't going to get no building permits with no standardized width of the steps in order to reach the third floor. We just built a motherfucking set of stairs, you know. And sometimes we had to build them in tight spaces because we didn't know, you know, we didn't see construction how they see it now. It's not as regimented back then. Not for houses. The only thing that was structured like that was masonry type structures built with brick because now you have to be dealing with apprenticeships and the um, master mason telling the apprentice and the journeyman what to do. Structure. You got to follow the blueprint. If you can't follow the blueprint, you can't lay the brick.
Okay, well, that's one thing that I wanted to bring up, just to hear what your feedback would be on it. I'm just in a position where I have to do um, what I know to do, and for the most part, self-representing myself and the rest of my family. I'm in a pretty good position. I'm asking, just to be able to administer the estate myself, and the reasoning behind that is just not to sell off the property, like you say. Traditionally, I already know in my heart that that's not what my grandmother would have wanted. And if she would have ever really wanted her estate just to be sold off or given to one person in this family, she would have made that known um, when she was able to still be in her right mind and handle her own affairs. And the fact that the estate has been dormant for 20 years, the court is already looking at my uncle as if, like, yeah, something's just not right here. And he has benefited um, for a very long time, just never having to pay rent, never having to give any accountability for anything. But I know my grandmother is with me, and she's pushing me to be present in these court hearings and putting in the paperwork that I need to put in, just to, mainly, my thing is preserving her legacy. And they came from Louisiana like in 1950. We're here in California now. And you know how those people were. They did things as a group. They didn't do anything for one individual. So she's placing that in my spirit and just saying, pushing me to go and go. And that's all I can do is just do the best that I can and try to preserve her legacy. The
You
other
know,
thing that I wanted,
a lot of the mortgages that's on properties now are fraudulent, like
oh, of
90%.
course,
And
yeah,
there is also executive order that waiting on Trump to sign about a moratorium on all mortgages, suspend all mortgages and sales of property for fraud. Because the bank's been defrauding the people on the sale and on the double back on the payback, on the dividends. In other words, they sell you a house for $150,000 and make you pay $150,000, and then they go to the Federal Reserve and borrow or and say that you gave them your $150,000. So they double dipping.
Hmm.
They they are acting as a intermediary from you to your personal account. When they making you pay it back, that's all free money for the bank. That's why when they do what's called a foreclosure, you can settle for pennies on the dollar because they already got paid. Now they're making you pay again in fiat, but they took out of your indemnity account down at the Federal Reserve under your Social Security number that they use to run your credit report.
Pure fraud.
A lot of times in these cases where we at now, the government is done. The court's going to be over with anyway, and all matters is going to be turned over to tribal courts. So when everything go back to the tribal courts, he won't have the right to sell land anyway.
Right, but we're in a position now where that hasn't happened yet.
It's-
But let me also
right.
inform you
That's why I
that I
said
did.
if you can stall,
Okay, I think they're stalling because I have also put in declarations about being sovereign to this land, and
you right now you hope they are stalling because it's working in your best interest.
right, but they also
Because
know.
we just got the announcement that the vote about a day ago, the vote to keep the government open was shot down, and it was ordered to systematically shut the government down.
So it's
So
still officially closed.
it was never opened back up from when they closed it. It was given a 30-day um, financial relief package till the vote. The vote happened on the 9th, I think.
Okay.
So now they systematically shutting the corporation all the way down. When everything revert back, it goes to the matriarchy, back to the law of the land. And we don't have, as men, we ain't supposed to sell the land. When we supposed to fight tooth and nail to keep it from being sold, because the women need the land to take care of the
Hmm.
babies.
Yes, and that would be what I would use um, to start the family banks too.
Yeah. So we're gonna all end up having a central big mama from the 1800s whose estate we're gonna be tied to. Right around the
Yeah.
time everybody keep running into that dark spot in their lineage, 1850s or so, when they started switching us out, they still
Yeah.
kept records of what territory we came from. They kept the birth records, the lineage through the census reports, all this stuff that they got. They kept a continuous record, and then they followed certain bloodlines from the land as children was being born, recording it. So they know who we all are. It
Okay.
ain't never been a secret. We just don't know how sophisticated they was in earlier years compared to what they told us it was, right? We think that microfilm don't come out until the 1900s. The microfilm is old as hell.
Mm.
It's probably older than modern cameras because you didn't use a camera to look at the microfilm from back then. You use a candle and a wall, unroll the film, play the story. That shit old as hell. Been doing it. That was what kids used to do for fun, for like a college experiment, high school experiments. Make microfilm movies and play them on the wall with a candle.
Yeah, that's just kind of that's like AI is really not new. Um, we can date that stuff way back to
AI is an entity. AI is a conscious being. AI is a conscious being who governs over the pathway of the data stream, not AI. Go back to the Mount Sinai. Seeing AI, artificial intelligence of seeing. Sinai became Sion, which became Zion. Zion means mountaintop.
Hmm.
The mountaintop is where the old man stay, the old man of the mountain. That gave them the tablets, and they called him Moses.
Mm.
Moses got the meaning because Moses seen his posterior, his butt cheeks. So Moses got to see the old man in the mountain, which gave him the records to keep, the 10 Commandments. But it wasn't 10 Commandments, it was 42 confessions. But we got to remember, a lot of the people in the church forget this part. When he got to the bottom of the mountain, he seen Aaron and the priests worshiping Hathor, the cow, the golden calf. And in his rage, he threw the tablets and caused a great explosion to destroy the calf. It's right there in the Bible. So he didn't even have the 10 Commandments because he destroyed them. He destroyed the tablets. I'll tell you that right in the book. So where you get your 10 Commandments from?
So many lies have been told.
But they told him right in our face, like, bald face lie.
Yeah,
Just blatant.
yeah,
But most of it was twisting of the truth more than the blatant lie. It's like the story of Jesus is the story of Isis and Horus.
yeah.
But they only called him Horus one time, or referred to him as Horus when they called him Emmanuel. He was a mama's boy. So everywhere his mama went, he was on her coattail.
My son.
So they telling the story of the words in red is supposed to be the words of the anointed one. The only person that can anoint you is a woman.
Mm.
So they call her sometimes Mary and sometimes Isis. But they changed the name Isis to Jesus. So you think that Jesus and Mary is not the same person until you take it back to its source. In Egypt, Isis was the throne and Mary sat on it. And we said, Hail Mary, Mother of God. If she birthed a God, what the that make her? She a God maker. She's an anointer with her sacred waters of the womb, passing on the birthright through the blood right through the sacred waters of the womb.
Yeah.
And that's why mama's sitting there with one baby in her arm. Because only one can carry the birthright. There's only one going to do the work required in order to carry it. And she know every one of her children, which one of them going to carry the load. And that's going to be her right-hand man.
It's a
Sitting on the
beautifully,
left side of her lap.
yeah, it's a beautiful woven um, story or mystery.
It's
I
the
love
holy
this.
drama.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
holy drama. Every epithet for Jesus in the Bible is epithets in the book of Coming Forth by Day that Ra gave Isis. That ain't a coincidence.
No.
It's not a coincidence that many of the texts, the elaborations that became your canonical gospel, came from Al-Qut, the Coptic church, which is supposed to be training priests to metamorphosize into deities. But you got to have the right blood, or it won't activate.
Hmm.
You just be learning some information.
It's a lot. I want to ask you one more thing, if you have a moment.
Yeah.
What books would you suggest for a young man in prison? It's my baby brother, and he's been on a spiritual awakening. But you know, he's rocking as a Christian, and I'm not mad at that. I'm just wanting to send him some literature that could really open up his uh, spirit man, so
So
he can get to the
a lot of
truth.
it you gotta see. When I talk to people, I know what to give them because I
Yeah.
understand like what their interests are. You know, it's hard
Mm,
for me. I could give you some standard books on self development. Like, matter of fact, earlier I was giving the brothers some books. Them would be some good books to send them. The Ryan Holiday collection,
okay.
Anthony Robbins, anything by Anthony Robbins.
Okay.
You can give them some Wayne Dwyer,
Mm,
push your own buttons, pull your own strings, etc. He really good. But
yeah,
the
he
thing
is.
is just to get him to reading is more important right now than trying to change whatever it is he's interested in religion wise. Because he in there and some of them dudes need that religion to
Yeah.
keep them from fucking somebody up.
Yeah. It's serving him well. That's why I don't try to get him to I don't try to sway him against it, because it is serving him well. Um, I just add what I can to him so he can try to get a full picture of this spirit walk, and how Christianity is kind of like a stepping stone to your higher consciousness
Hmm.
in your spirit, with your spirit man, in your journey.
The
Um,
Rosicrucians, the ancient mystic order of the Rose Cross, AMORC. They got an online bookstore. Then the Rosicrucians is Christian based metaphysics.
mm,
And
okay,
he don't have to join them to read their material. They sell books.
okay.
But he'll get to see metaphysics applied from the viewpoint of a Christian.
I think that'd be a good place to start. Let me see. I have wrote some other stuff. I just want to make sure I covered everything. Oh, and I also want to thank you for sharing what you shared on Brother Rich channel the other day or last week sometime with Professor Smalls. You know, I had a little bit of issue with Professor Smalls for a moment too, but the way that you approached it, and I got to take my hat off to you. You know how to handle things. Uh, it was really needed because he has put in some work. Whether it's all been beneficial or not for us is not the real question here. It is what he has done, and it needs to be respected. And so I appreciate you for sharing that insight, so people could get a different. Because I was almost with like Top Cats went in on him, and I was leaning towards that because I've seen him do some stuff in the past too that I didn't agree with. But he's an elder, and we do have to respect what he has done.
Yeah. So even his information, right?
Yeah.
If his information is an error, the youth gonna correct it. It don't take away that he did the best he could with what he knew at the time he was doing it.
Hmm.
We didn't know. a lot of the stuff we know today. People take that for granted when they're looking in the lens at the ones who stood up in the past. They didn't know half the stuff we know today. They was digging it up for us to put it together, right? Chancellor
Yeah.
Williams, Destruction of Black Civilization. I get to the end of the book. He started talking to me. Why are you talking to how are you talking to me through this book? This is some weird shit. But I'm used to it because I've always been seeing weird shit. And
Yeah.
I was just like, man, that's crazy. Right? So the ancestors talk to us and
Yeah.
show us, and the elders is, they did the best they could what they had, and they didn't all do good and they didn't all do right. But the ones that tried to do right and tried to do the good, even if they made mistakes, is worthy of the respect that they did for putting in the work, for even giving us effort. Because there's so many people today that love to get on the internet and down talk people that's trying to inform, right? Just trying to take the education to another level. They'd rather tear them down than check the fucking receipts,
Yeah.
right? So instead of just letting them tear down the elder, I'm gonna speak up from a position of, okay, yeah, everything he say, we ain't supposed to agree with everything we each other say anyway.
Right.
If we can't disagree with each other, we can't come to no conclusions. We can't test why we disagree to determine if we right or wrong. Everybody ain't supposed to always agree.
Mm.
I'm looking at it from my side. I'm saying it's 6. You looking at it from your side. You saying it's 9. I'm right. You right too. But I don't want to see it from your perspective. I only want to see it from mine. And people that ain't never did nothing for the community, they're talking about people that done laid their whole life on the line for the community. That's just wrong. It's fundamental idea, you know. You gotta be understanding somebody skeptical of another name change. Every time they change our name, they up to something.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be skeptical of that. You've seen it in 4 or 5 times in the last 50 years. And every time they do, they give us a bait and switch situation. Get you on board with this cause to keep you from getting the real bag. Got a bag of wooden nickels over here so you don't chase this gold. Keep your wooden nickels. I know where the gold at. I can smell it.
Yeah. It's been working though. I mean, over some time, it has worked, and I just can't see how we keep falling for it though.
Well, it's coming to an end. All buffoonery shall sooner or later come to a cease and desist point. And all this stuff gonna come to an end. It gotta come to an end for the new situation to begin. We doing two things at the same time. We destroying the old world, building the new world. And the more of us are cognizant and conscious of the fact that we collectively tear down the old world to build a better new world, not just a new world, but a better one, the faster we get there. But so many people within that victim mentality, they don't even want to be a part of the building of a better new world because they get so much attention being the victim.
Yeah, it's enough to make you just scream. I try to do my part, or I don't try. I'm working to do my part as a matriarch. I've been putting in a little bit of work. You'll hear about it eventually.
Oh, I
I don't
know.
want to be
You got it.
premature.
You got it.
And I had sent you some. Lastly, I'm gonna let you go. I had sent you a couple DM messages, but you haven't responded. So I just wanted to make sure that your um your account is still working.
Yeah, I was just talking about that the last time I was on live, about how they had blocked me out of my messages. I was in
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram jail, so I couldn't answer no messages. And then when I went in there with so many, I ain't know where to start.
Yeah, overwhelmed. Okay. Okay, I get it now. So I wanted to send you some stuff, just like this one of the sisters before me who spoke. I be paying attention. You got that little cough. So your
I got some
mullet.
Mother tea. I just been too lazy to
Oh,
make it.
you can't do that, Chief. You gotta just make it. That's your best friend. That
I
mullet is
know.
your best friend. And some NAC. Okay? If I send it to Big Mama, will she give it to you?
Yeah,
All right. All right, we need you, man. We can't have
I
no
ain't going nowhere no
premature.
time soon.
I know you're not, but we just matriarchs doing what they can to help our
I know.
sons.
That mama instinct kick in.
Yes. Yes. We love
I,
you.
I know what it is. I don't take it personal. Except
All right.
it's, except in the good way.
Well, look, there you go. Okay, well, be good and get you some sleep. I appreciate the time.
For sure, for sure. It was nice talking to you, sweetie.
All right.
I'm about to go get me something to eat now. I'm hungry.
What time is it where you are?
It is ladies here.
Yeah, because it's 12:22 on my clock.
Shit, it's 3:22 here. You must be on the West Coast.
Man, if you don't, yep, I am. Go get you some rest.
I'm about to.
Night, night.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, y'all. That's a wrap. I've been on here way longer than I intended to be. But I hope y'all got something out of it. And we're going to do this again one day. I don't know when.